or if YouTube is doomed. Let's see. Thank you, Romby, for your Prime. Ah, yes, guys, if you're usually YouTube viewers and you're not used to Twitch Prime gaming, you know, of course, you can, you know, you can maybe you have a Prime, you know, staying there. Thank you, Romby. Thank you, bro. All right, content live. It seems to be fine this time. If one of you guys can tell me, it seems to be working fine-ish. Hello, Fabio. How are you, Lucas? So, yeah, I mean, this, I don't know, YouTube deciding to be, you know, a child and, you know, not working. Okay, so, first of all, let's add some music. You know how it is. Salut Albator. What's up, Percy? That's loud. So today we probably a shorter stream. Hope you guys forgive me for that. We're gonna try a couple of things. So we're gonna pick Confucius and Charlemagne, most likely. Yeah, I think we'll do. I think we'll try that. Confucius, Charlemagne. And we'll try him in 1v1 situations against optimal lineups, like full gear rings and stuff like that. What's up, Mano? What's up, Ikari? What's up, Fabio? What's up, Badger? What's up, Lord Fug? What's up, Ahmed? What's up, Paddy? How are you guys? And ladies. So we're gonna try first versus Miyamoto, Scipio, Lagerta. 20 tests. We're gonna try against... Which Lubu lineup are you going for, side? We can do two Lubu lineups if you want, side. We can do one with DJG and one with Attila. So, you know, one full burst and one with DJG being a bit more, you know, like whale / tank oriented. So Pyrrhus, Charlemagne, Confucius. No Timur. Well, the goal is to test Pyrrhus itself. Pyrrhus, sorry. And I think Timur is a bit of a worse version than... I mean, Timur is a great... Like, Timur is the free-to-play / low-spender version, I would say. What's up, JP? What's up, Cop? How much was San Louis better than Ashoka? Not that much, Lucas. However, I have a firm belief that San Louis is way better in rallies, and especially I also think that San Louis is way better with rings than Ashoka. What's up, Orange? What's up, Kumar? Attila plus DJG? Okay. So we'll do Lubu. We'll separate the Lubus. No, we'll not separate it. Okay, so we'll do Lubu, DJG, Zhao first. So a bit less orangey. And then we'll do Lubu, Attila, Zhao for a bit more orangey on Lubu's part. Then we'll try against Ramses. I know you guys want to see... I've heard a lot of time who's better, Ramses or Pyrrhus. My feeling is that Ramses is better in the long run, and I have a feeling that Pyrrhus is better if he manages to have that lucky strike early on. So it's gonna be Ramses, Confucius, and Zhuge Liang. What's up, Commander? What's up, Emant? Please try Vlad too. I would try Vlad if I was testing Lubu, but I'm not testing Lubu. I'm testing Pyrrhus. Vlad being counter-attack doesn't make... like, it's not the best pick against Pyrrhus, I think. What's up, Don? Sig on fire? Am I? Okay, right? Yes, that was first degree answer, I know. So what did I say I was testing against as well? So Ramses and Cyrus too. I am expecting Pyrrhus to annihilate Cyrus. If Cyrus does not... if Pyrrhus does not annihilate Cyrus, I would be shocked. I would be pretty shocked. Alright, I think I'm set up right here. Okay, so let me do gear and stuff like that. Best Ramses set up now. With the ones I tested, it was with Confucius and Zhuge Liang. Alright, let me take some time to set this up correctly. We can do... do we go level 140, I wonder? I'm not sure. Ideally we should. I'm not gonna test Pyrrhus again, so maybe we can, I don't know. There will be a test against Miya, yes, that's the first one we're going to do. There's only strategy 1 in this? Okay. I guess we'll go for strategy 1. If you're okay with that side. Okay, good, tier 2. I think there's hero active 2 here. Horus Vladmensa versus Miya. Tribuna Lagerta. I don't have a test right now on it, but my feeling, because I've played Miyamoto, I play Miyamoto a lot, and I also, like, I play Cyrus a shit ton. My experience is that it's 50... A very good Cyrus lineup can destroy Miyamoto, if Miyamoto is unlucky. What's up, Groot? Yeah, that's a good point, Hammond. So how's the house server? What's it called? I'm gonna keep I'll attribute there, it's fine. House server era 13, guys. Is it Civil War? Tranquil 50 plus Celestial 30 plus Skyward 30. Yeah, okay, sure. My rings are gonna be a bit better, I can tell you that much already, but that's fine. Yep, we're gonna keep recovery on this guy. Active is fine, but we're still gonna use recovery. Fighting everywhere, bro? Yeah, I can only imagine. People must be fighting to zero Rio right there. I'm expecting Era 13 to be like a crowd of fanboys trying to get to Rio to zero him first. So how are things going overall, guys, in your eras with today's merge? No, it's completely fine, Gun. It's I'm teasing them because I know things are going very smoothly. At least I'm expecting so in era 13. Oh, you're coming back into the game, Melissa. Well, welcome back. Sarah's Vlad Mensa or Sarah's Barb Mensa? Vlad Mensa is a bit better. Rio and RPS are safe until the gates open. Then it's free merit time. Nice. No way, you're kidding, Root. Damn, that's crazy. That's Peter for you right there. Oh, do we not have any tier 1 strategy left? Oh, we do. Okay, for once, this Pioneer, they actually gave us many gems. Last time it was a bit more messy. We didn't have enough last time. Alright. I'm not gonna use mounts. Maybe we'll do without mounts and maybe we'll do with mounts. What's up, Aneo? You already finished episode? No, I haven't checked it. I'm waiting for my fiance to come home, so I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow. Alright. So obviously we have that 10% increased activation chance here. Yeah, I'm not including mounts because I don't know. That's a bit messy, I guess. Yeah, but it's fine, side, because if I'm 50 and I win, I mean, if I lose with level 50 rings, well, you know, that kind of sucks. Which should I use? I'm not a big fan of this one, Azure Moon. The skill damage is nice, but I think I'll go for a Lofty Mountain and maybe Tranquil or something. How is Pyrrhus with Scipio and Jugay, or Charlemagne and Jugay, and versus with Confucius? That's actually a very good question, Estino. And you kind of nailed it, I think. So if I can give you my top 3 in tests, Estino. Well, I guess that's going to be useful for everyone involved here. The best result I had was Pyrrhus, Confucius, Charlemagne, followed very closely by Pyrrhus, Charlemagne, Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang being a bit less tanky than Confucius, but allowing for more DPS. So Charlemagne seems to be a real asset to Pyrrhus. Then we had Confucius and Zhuge Liang together. Also had pretty good results. And then at 4th position we have Pyrrhus, Confucius and Scipio. Scipio and Zhuge Liang was not very good, but Scipio and Confucius did okay. Yes, 1v1. I think I'm gonna go lofty and tranquil. 435. I'm gonna make lofty on this guy for the armor, for the damage reduction. And here we're gonna go with tranquil. So level 50 rings, I'm expecting, well, level 30 there. I'm gonna upgrade it. I'm expecting this guy to be fucking useful. If he's useless with level 50 rings, I'm gonna cry. Honestly, if you play Ramses, you can absolutely get Pyrrhus just to put him in rallies. It's gonna be the exact same build and rings. How big of a difference did Confucius have instead of Zhuge Liang? Like 1% or something. %2%. What's up, Salma? What skill would you use on Vlad? With Vlad on Cav? The same as Cav. Serpent or Everflame. I would use Everflame, but I don't want to have a specific targeted build against Miyamoto, basically. And I think the lineup has enough damage, especially with Skyward Knight. Yes, Javier. So I would use Serpent, but he has very low might. 450 might means Serpent will give 130 plus 30, 160, 170, I guess. Let me see. I think I'm expecting 170, so it would go to 930. It's not even maxed out, and I can't upgrade it. Yeah, it's... We're nearly at 900 strategy, but we cannot make it 40 here. Oh, you're right, I need to upgrade him. You're right, you're right. Do we even have enough? Yes, we do, okay. So maybe it's 900 now? Yeah, okay, it's a bit more interesting, I guess. No worries, Turk. Well, I'm expecting... No, Crow is very good, Cop. But basically I'm trying to negate the RNG, which is already very big on this lineup. Charlemagne and Zhuge is the best. Yeah. What star you need? Charlemagne 3 star. Zhuge Liang ideally 5 star. And Pyrrhus, I think you need 5. Yeah. So 5, 3, 5, Estino. What's up, Rise? Oh, I see that. Are you trying again, Rise? Let me see if... I don't think I've deactivated the super stickers. Let me see. I don't know. I can't see because Rice tried to donate a super sticker yesterday and it wasn't working. Apparently. But yeah, I think that maybe you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think we have a lot of people who like watching. I'm gonna keep this for the command damage, I think. So this is full on damage. I think we have a lot of people who like watching silently and then just enjoy the vibe with the test as a, you know, as a side as a background. Do I still have tier 1s, by the way? Ooh, not so many. How many tier 7s do you have, Side? Are you really low on tier 7s? I think you need 300,000 tier 7s for each, because we're not gonna do only one line, only one type. Okay, that should be enough, Side, I think. Let me train some tier 7s myself, because this is definitely not gonna be enough. Pyrrhus is way better or not much of an upgrade over Sun Tzu. So far, it hasn't been that much of an upgrade over Sun Tzu. But I haven't tried with rings, which is why I want to do this right now and see how we could also try Sun Tzu as well instead of Ramses afterwards. Like we could try Ramses and we could try Sun Tzu. How about Pyrrhus, Charlemagne, and Fedora for cheaper version? You could try that, LTG, but it would not be as good, obviously, as you can imagine. How are you, Walfredo? Walfredo Games. The real studio? What's a blender? What's a pathead? What's the performance of Cernui? It's okay. It's okay. I think it's a really interesting hero, and I also think it scales very well with rings. I think a lot of heroes we've had right now scale like with rings and stuff like that. Either because they're very orangey or, you know, stuff like that. Alright, let's try with like that for now. I could do a video not a guide, just a video to like summarize my results. Before the big guides, maybe. Confucius. Oh no, you have Charlemagne for second. I need to change that actually. Right, so Charlemagne I have Lofty. And Confucius I have Skyward. Here we go. Is your copy ready? No, I have no copy right now. We have one new martial swords. No, it's gonna be Isabella, sorry. And she's gonna come later. What's up, Havoc, my man? How are you, bro? What's up, Habibi? Yes, everyone is my Habibi. Bruh. I'm gonna take a bit more time there, side to take a look at the battle report. It's gonna take maybe I'm not gonna be like ignoring the reports as much. That's crazy. 22 activations and so little damage, but and your Skyward is only level 30. Wow. So mind you, my rings are all level 50 there, but bro, that's crazy. Like, because Miyamoto has Lagerta, right? And Lagerta reduces the damage of your of the activations she triggers, right? So Miyamoto, part of these 15 activations, some of them are due to Lagerta, right here, and do less damage. And even then, the damage from Pyrrhus is nearly as good. Yeah, Lagerta has more might, but I mean, in Lagerta's kit, when she forces Miyamoto to activate... Oh, you mean... Oh, okay. You mean your Lagerta is triggering herself? No. No, sorry. What am I saying? Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Here we go. When activating a signature skill, there is a blah blah 60% chance damage reduced by 30%. So she helps Miyamoto trigger her signature skill twice, and that second activation is only 30%. That's what I mean. Is like nerfed by 30%. So Miyamoto's damage is partly reduced by Lagerta, regardless of who Miyamoto triggers. So Miyamoto's damage is a bit higher than Pyrrhus, taking that into consideration. And mind you, Pyrrhus is buffed by level 50 Skyward, which is not the case for my side quest Miyamoto. He has a strategy buff. I think the base damage is a bit lower than Miyamoto, that's also why, but I think he has a buff there as well. Yeah, signature active skill damage by 2%, up to 6 times, that's 12% plus strategy bonus. And he's also buffed by Strategy's Master Gift by 30%, I believe, yeah. So, despite all of these buffs, he barely does more damage, that's... Best lineup for Ramses is Confucius and Scipio. Confucius and Zhuge Liang, sorry. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do Sun Tzu and Pyrrhus versus Pyrrhus here. Okay, we've had a 21k there. Okay, this time he seems to be doing pretty good. Okay, this time was a good one. Yeah, okay, that's what I like. That's what I'd like to see. But you can already see the insane difference. Like the orangey, you can already see. Like this is wow. Okay, bro. What is this, man? 5 Miyamoto activations in 30 seconds. What the fuck? But that's normal. That's what you expect in an orangey, fight. But still, like, even the damage has been much better there. Was he silenced? I don't know. Maybe he was kind, you know. Maybe Miyamoto was saddened by the previous report and want him to be nice. But that's Miyamoto for you. You can tell when Miyamoto is sleeping. I'm gonna do 20 tests, by the way. 20 tests each. Let's see this one. This time I lost. Which is crazy, by the way. We're talking about a Season 1 hero, Miyamoto. What did you give Miyamoto? Worse rings? They're not really worse, but he forgot to upgrade it to level 50. But the fact that sometimes Miyamoto wins with level 30, with a level 30 Skyward is pretty amazing. I lost again? Like, Miyamoto is not outdated at all. Pyrrhus is probably better in rallies, by the looks of it, because when he triggers, he slaps. Tried Pyrrhus keep Yojuge? Yes, it wasn't very good. Which marches will hard counter Pyrrhus? I think Lubu will probably snap him up if he gets the activations right. Selamat pagi, selamat Madame Virus. Bro. Does it make any change to Lagertha second? No, not really. It doesn't change much. The only change is that she triggers Lagertha's damage a bit sooner because she plays second instead of third. Other than that, there's no change. Bruh. Basically, this matchup, the way I see it, okay, and you guys can tell me if you agree, is if Miyamoto slacks, Miyamoto loses. If Miyamoto activates, Pyrrhus loses. That's what I'm seeing right now. I guess I could try and maybe replace I'm gonna do 20 like that, and 20 more. Well, I'm gonna replace Lofty by Tranquil Water. That is the case with many Miyamoto fights, but my point is, the fight does not depend on Pyrrhus. The fight depends on Miyamoto, which is not good for Pyrrhus. When the outcome of a fight does not depend on you, but on your opponent, then maybe you're not very good. No Azure Moon. I'm not a big fan of Azure Moon. Lofty Mountain is kind of a better Azure Moon, I guess you could say. Because you have like that commander damage which replaces the skill damage. Like here we have very low Miyamoto activations, as you can see, so... Wow. I look away for a second and Everflame would be good in that specific fight. But if you play Everflame against Miyamoto, against Lubu, it's gonna be a pointless string, you see what I mean? Commonly mentioned Golden DC from Run and Mensa stacks, how true? I have not seen them stack. I tried it for the sake of science, and I didn't have good results with double Odyssey. And I did not notice a change in DPS either. And if it stacks, it's a bug anyway, so... Because it shouldn't, as per the game rules. What's up, Biob? What's up, OK? What's up, Shannara? What happened there? What? Oof, we were very lucky on the Lagerta activations. Bro, can he... What the hell? I mean, you could say rings and, you know, maybe I could use better rings, and that's true, but we're still talking about two level 50 legendary rings there. Basically, the strategy I'm getting from Serpent there... like I'm getting 100 and, I don't know, 50 perhaps. That means that instead of doing 300 and, like basically 150 strategy, will buff this skill's damage by 160. So it's a good damage buff. $34. That level 1 node, this is the Mountain Dew. This is for the event that's going on right now. That's... So, you could say so, Groot. But if that was the case, you would have... like, if Golden Odyssey stacks, if they trigger at the same time, you would have double the amount of damage buff to your commander. But they don't stack specifically because the damage buff to your commander does not stack through Golden Odyssey. Only one instance goes to your commander. So Golden Odyssey stacks because the healing is applied, but the damage buff is only counted once. I'm gonna change Serpent for tranquil water afterwards. Ah, yeah, okay. This one was mixed troops side, the one before. Imagine the only wins. Yeah, okay, the last two... You mean to tell me we lost here? And he had mixed troops. Okay, the 4 last ones are not counted or discarded. Need to train more swords side. I would tend to agree, Ruben. But the thing is... You only need 6 activations. You only need 6 activations, and I always reach the 6 activations, Ruben, consistently. Like here I have 15, for instance. There are new rings coming, so in that part 100% certain with another ring it can be better. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think there's gonna be a ring that benefits Pyrrhus that does not benefit Miyamoto, because they're both active heroes. Unless it's a strategy specific ring. But if I check another fight, it's gonna be 20. Yeah, 24, so... Yeah, this is vanilla. Like, sure, Pyrrhus is gonna be most likely better in rallies than he is now. That's normal. He's gonna be better in rallies. There is no doubt in my mind. I've explained it yesterday, and when I tested him, the longer the battles, the more likely you are to force the RNG and, you know, get the expected outcome or get the lucky outcome that you would want with that kind of that kind of hero. But having such a bad baseline is unusual. But I mean, I guess it's not bad to have, you know, rally specific heroes. And like we said, for someone who plays Ramses, Pyrrhus is you just have to get him. You don't have to invest in anything if you play Ramses already. You just have to play your regular Ramses march, and you have to swap gear, and here you go, you have a rally formation. So for people who play Ramses, Pyrrhus is a very low cost hero to swap to get into rallies. Confucius and Zhuge Liang is not as good as Charlemagne and Confucius. Charlemagne has been consistently good on Pyrrhus. Yeah, Radiant Thunder is, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that ring. It's very expensive for what it does, I feel like. It is different from Ramses, that is true. Because I guess you would need Charlemagne with Pyrrhus, and you don't need Charlemagne with Ramses, that is true. But I mean, from just Ramses, you know, it's pretty much the same rings and, you know, stuff like that. The same active gems, the same strategic gems. Bro, I am shocked, actually. For now, we've won only 3 fights out of 12. And the only one we won by a landslide was because Miyamoto activated only 7 times. What about Crow? Crow is good, but it's never gonna be better than like Lofty or Skyward Knight. I think Sunway could be good with Silly. I need to try it. I haven't tried it yet. My thought is that it might work, yes, but I know that Suleiman as a secondary hero does not do very good. Because he has no one to help him skip his charging state, you see what I mean? So I think Saint Louis as Archer will be better when a proper secondary DPS is released for Archer Tactician. Roland has had good results for me as well as Tino. Yeah, Trojan, Ruben are very unreliable, sadly. Even if you do it like 3, 4, 5 times against the same specific type of Trojan horse, you're gonna have different results. Bruh. And you know what's crazy? Look at the healing, bro. 40k healing. Oh fuck, wait. This loss was because I had tier 1s, my bad. Okay, you know what? Give me some time. I don't wanna be bothered with tier 7, so... I think I trade enough archers. I think I have 1 million tier 1 archers, right? Anyway, for the test. Yes, okay. So I can go all in. Oh fuck. Here we go, 31 billion food should be enough. I tested Pyrrhus challenge Ugidon against Swarm, there are circumstances of high burst, yep, but survival time is very low, so it's great for 1v1. Yeah, that's the thing, it's good for 1v1, so it's good for rallies, but in 1v1 outside of rallies, he seems to perform very poorly. So my issue is, will he get completely shit on by Lubu in rallies, you know? Especially with DJG. For low to mid spender, is the best investment Saint Louis, considering I have no strategy lineup? I guess. It would be even better if you had Elizabeth. Elizabeth did very good with Saint Louis and Belisarius. And I guess you could play strategy pike with not too many expensive rings. Do you like Miya like Scipio better than Miya Scipio like? It changes very little. if not nothing at all. It's 10% additional damage to what's his name? Pyrrhus himself. Now, is it gonna be multiplicative damage or is it gonna be additive? I would be surprised if it's multiplicative because usually it's additive in Age of. Okay. That's my fear, Ruben. Oh, but it says skill damage. And you see they say an additional 10%. They don't say your signature skill damage is increased by 10%. They say an additional 10%. So there is a big chance that it's additive. Which is not surprising to me, like I mentioned earlier. It's very unusual for Age of Empires mobile to have multiplicative sources of damage. Buffs of damage, rather. I think one of the only times I've seen multiplicative damage was Act of Mercy. And I'm not even convinced as well. I'm just gonna try, when we finish these ones side, I'm gonna give it a few tests with tranquil water and see how it goes. We may run low on tier 7 before we have time to finish this test, but maybe we'll skip one instance of Lubu fights. I guess we'll do that. Okay, decent. We can do tier 1 versus Lubu, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, if we do tier 1 versus tier 1, it wouldn't change much. Okay, 2 wins in a row. What's happening? 29... That just highlights how random this lineup is. But again, damage very low on Miyamoto's part, activation is not very high. Wow. It would probably be better with Zhuge Liang as well. I guess we'll give it some shot with Zhuge Liang. What's up, Mazi? Because remember, Zhuge Liang and Confucius had very similar results. I have a feeling Confucius is better in rallies though. But at this point I'm starting to, you know, like... spiraling into testing so many different things. How many wins and losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins and 12 losses so far. 13. Try Miya with Samurai Mercenaries? No, Samurai would not be as good there. Yesterday, Saint Louis, Belisarius and Elizabeth, I think, did the best. It was very close to Belisarius, Ashoka, Elizabeth. But I'm not surprised because this was without rings, without anything. And I think Saint Louis, like pretty much every active hero, relies on Skyward Knight. Unlike Belisarius. Wow, okay, let's have a few tests with Zhuge Liang instead. See how it goes. Stop, Stephanie. I will not right now, Andre, because right here I wanna test Pyrrhus at full potential. With like maxed out rings, gear, etc. This is just to see like how far we can go with this lineup. I see what you mean, Lacra, and that is true. But that would just be a prevention for the first second, you know? Like for the second of the fight. And, I mean, that would not even really work, because Miyamoto's burst is at the first second, and it would only activate at the second, if you see what I mean, Lacra. For now, Pyrrhus is very mediocre in open field. Let's have a look. I just want to see how it goes with Zhuge Liang against a might-based hero, because in theory he's supposed to be doing decent. But Zhuge Liang heals less than Confucius, right? So I'm just gonna do 3 or 4 and see how it goes. But it seems like, yeah, it doesn't... Like we expected, it tanks more. But I'm expecting less healing from Zhuge Liang. But then again, bro... A loss, man. Like, it's insane. We're talking about a Season 1 hero there. And his rings are worse than mine, too. His Skyward is only 30. That's insane, man. But you can tell I'm tanking way more right here. I've tanked much more of his damage. What's my healing like? Yeah, you can see, like, Zhuge Liang's healing is 6 times worse than... 6 times, like around like 3 times worse than Confucius. So Zhuge Liang is more around damage reduction, Confucius is more around healing, which makes Confucius more of a pick in rallies. Like a better pick. I had slightly better results with triple offensive, Mazi. Like, this is so close, bro. This is nuts. So again, we're doing a bit more damage here, thanks to Zhuge Liang. Because of that Shimen state, right? Commander's activation skill buffed by 30%. Activation chance buffed by 10%. We have higher attributes, which makes our Ring of Serpent even better. So with Zhuge Liang, we do a bit more damage and we tank a bit longer, but we heal less. Yeah, this is pretty much the same. So this is pretty much consistent with what I had yesterday anyway, is that Confucius Charlemagne was very appropriate. Okay, we're gonna try against Lubu now. We can do tier 7. I think I still have a few. I mean, I think I still have enough. And when I run out of tier 7s, we can swap to tier 1s. Well, we're gonna see Kojin. We're gonna test against Ramses as well. And against Cyrus. This was the first test against Miyamoto. So Orangey versus Orangey. You try Pyrrhus, Scipio, Confucius or Charlemagne? Yes, I did. Well, not today, because today I'm just doing one instance of fights. Charlemagne, Scipio did okay for me in my earlier test, but not as good as this setup. Not as good as Charlemagne, Confucius. I think Charlemagne, Confucius is gonna be very good in rallies as well. I mean, very good for this specific combination, for this specific hero. I still have mixed feelings about Pyrrhus. I don't know about you guys, but who's been here? Not Zhuge. Confucius does better than Zhuge for me here. Thanks to his sheer healing. And Confucius is also gonna be better in rallies because of the stacking abilities he has. He has lots of stacking mechanics. It's open holy. You need Charlemagne with Sun Tzu. You cannot play Sun Tzu without Charlemagne. Confucius Zhuge superior to... No, Charlemagne has been the most consistent in all of the tests I've done with Pyrrhus. I tried Confucius and Zhuge Liang a few days ago. And it did... let me see. It did okay, but not as good as Confucius Charlemagne and Charlemagne Zhuge Liang. Which one you wanna try? Side. Okay, let's go for Lubu. Are you playing with Attila or DJG? I guess, considering the rings we have, maybe DJG is a better comparison. Preparing now? Okay. When I play against Ramses, I will swap Lofty for Tranquil Water, because the reduction of my damage taken does not interest me against Ramses, obviously. Is Sun Tzu worth playing in Season 7? I mean, for now, he seems to be doing decent compared to Pyrrhus. I would need to try in 1v1, and I'll probably try if I have time. Like Sun Tzu versus... what's he called? Sun Tzu versus Pyrrhus. I will need to test that and see how it goes. I'll also do my dailies on 35 while I'm at it, because I haven't done it today. I'm saying it quietly because maybe Rise is in the stream and I don't want him to hear that, you know, I slacked. Don't you give 1 or 2 shots of Tribuana? Because Tribuana, well, she's been great for a couple of seasons. I feel like the lack of tankiness is gonna hurt her. I mean, it's gonna hurt her lineup. But maybe I'll give it a shot, yeah. But again, right now I'm just trying and looking at how things are going. Yeah, sure. I haven't tried that specific setup yet, Ikari. What's your favorite hero out of the new heroes? I don't know if I really have one, to be fair. I don't think Confucius replacing Scipio is gonna be better than Scipio. Scipio is just too good as a hero. Especially because Scipio buffs the activation chance of both Lagertha and Miyamoto. Favorite hero overall? You mean like all seasons in combined? I would say Miyamoto, I think. I've been playing him since season 1. Been defending him since season 1 and I'm very happy to see he does well until season 7. So, low / mid spender, 800 universal medals, currently Zhao, Lubu, Vlad, yep. Wondering if I invest everything in DJG for rally, second match with Warrior Sword, Scipio free, when Canute and Simon. Honestly, DJG for me has done a very good job in rallies. And as we've seen, you know, when testing pikes and etc., she does very well, you know, like even outside of her zone of comfort, I guess you could say. Or just invest in Ramses. The issue I have with Ramses is that you really need, especially right now, if you want to play Ramses, you need to be all in Ramses. Ramses can be absolutely excellent, but it needs to be a main lineup with like level 30 plus Skywar 9 and stuff like that, if you want to be relevant currently. Because open field is like a slaughter fest these days. Can you give a shout out for my 5-year-old, please? You're telling me it's time for bed. But it is time for bed then, Turk's son. Don't know what time is it for you, but Dad said it's time to go to bed, so we are not joking with that. If Dad says it's time to go to bed, then we go to bed. Is Lubu DJG Zhao still good in open field without Celestial Spark? I think so, yeah. Which strings are the best strings for Ramses lineup? What's up, Alucard? Skyward Knight, first of all. For Ramses, Serpent. And then you can go something like Tranquil Water. Tranquil Water, you can never go wrong. Almost 8 PM. Oh, so you're like, oh, you're UDC +2. Turkey, maybe? In fact, in open field, isn't better TW? Tranquil Water? Yep, Tranquil Water is one of the best open field rings there is. A side quest is cooking his lineup, guys, so give him some time. My fiance just came home, back from holidays. See guys, my fiance went to holidays with her family and I was stuck here with you guys testing lineups from morning to late evening, sometimes up until night as well. But my holidays are here, you know, my holidays are on Twitch and YouTube, I guess. If you have invested in Miyamoto's Keep You Alive, probably not worth to switch to Pyrrhus. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Honestly, at first, when I saw Pyrrhus, I was like, I'm gonna swap to Pyrrhus. But now, I don't think I will. Yeah, Scipio is very good. Confucius is a very weird hero. It's 9 PM here. The thing is, Scipio Zhuge for me did good, but it was a bit more random. It's a bit... it's a bit random, you know? Have you tried Confucius and Scipio? Confucius and Scipio, Alucard, for me, did a bit better than Scipio and Zhuge, I think. Yep. Confucius and Scipio did a bit better, specifically because Scipio buffs Confucius signature skill chance. I've said it the first time I saw them, is that you have some synergy between Scipio and Confucius. Yeah, absolutely, Alucard. Immortal Army or King's Blade on DJG. Let's go Immortal Army, so like a rally setup, I guess you could say. Well, as you wish, honestly, side quest. Play what you think is best. That's what matters, is what you think is best against what I found out was pretty good. And yeah, that means, Alucard, that you could play something like Sun Tzu, Charlemagne, Zhuge Liang, and you could play Ramses, Scipio, and Confucius. Or Pyrrhus instead of whatever his name was. Sun Tzu. Okay, I'll finish my dailies later. Okay, so we are against Lubu, DJG, Zhao. Okay, we start off great. With bear. Okay, let's see what ring. Wow, wow. Okay, so look at this, guys. There is no excuse. Okay, 2 level 50 rings against Daisy, level 30 bear, and level 30 night wolf. Like, this is giga budget build here. Like, at this point of the game, this is a mid-spender build. And DJG is not even 5-star. Did you do that on purpose? Nah. Okay. Level up DJG to 5-star, bro. You wanted to check? Well, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I know Vortex, but that's the thing, right? Is this lineup? Like, look at this. Level 5-star, 3-star, 5 stars. Level 30 rings all across the board. This is not a whale lineup at this point. Like, here you could be level 34, like level 32 town center, and just the start of the purple tech. This you're gonna find lots of these in rallies. So if this setup loses against such a setup, it is I don't know, it's I mean, that means it's gonna struggle in rallies, basically. Will you test Luis against other matches as well? I would like, yes. But I don't know if I'll have time. Would Fedora do a good job as DJG? She would not do as good, I think. Especially because she has no synergy with Lubu. Okay, I won this one. Right. Which ring to swap out? For rallies? You could use Sage of Judgment, I guess. You could use Celestial Spark. Falcon also would do decent, yeah. How much better is DJG compared to Attila? It's very tough to compare, because Attila will sometimes be better because of his RNG. And sometimes it'll be worse, because he has no orange, because of the RNG. So DJG is more stable of a hero, if you want. Okay, it looks like his Lubu is kind of sleepy right now. Okay, we just took a punch there. What, Timur versus DJG? Timur is more suited for lower spenders rather than DJG. Yeah, kind of low activations there. But okay, it's still good to see that he can perform against Lubu, sometimes. Okay. about Attila 5-star versus Timo 3-star? I would play Attila, I guess. Did they fix Pyrrhus? No, they haven't changed the thing. Still pretty mediocre, I guess. What's up, Holik? Yeah, I've been live a lot. I've spent more time on stream this week than I've spent doing anything else. Like if I take into account my my sleeping time as well. It's melting the boo. Well, I wouldn't say melting, but it does okay, yeah. But again, this is like we're comparing level 50 rings to purple rings, you see what I mean? Miya 5-star versus Attila 5-star. Honestly, it's difficult to give you an answer, Mr. Willet. It depends on how you play. I would personally advise to go Attila, because that's what I usually say to people is if you're a lower spender or something like that, you are gonna get melted by Krakens regardless of what happens. So do you wanna make a difference by dealing as much damage as you can before dying, at which point Attila is better? Or do you wanna tank a bit more but die anyway? Wow, this time I got completely melted by Lubu. 22 seconds instead of the usual 30. Even Sunwave DJG is having a hard time versus Lubu DJG. Yep. And imagine that I think the meta is gonna be exactly the same, Alucard. In rallies it's gonna be King Arthur. And maybe we'll see with some King Arthurs with Confucius, even if I think that Scipio Lagerta is still the way to go. But you know, some people like to cook weird lineups, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some if we see some Confucius with King Arthur, maybe. But the point is, the rallies are still gonna be King Arthur and Lubus. There's gonna be a bit more variety on open field, but that's it. Can I use Ring of Falcon on one of these heroes? Miya, Scipio, Lag? Yeah, you can use it on Scipio, for instance, or you can use it on Lagerto. Falcon's a good, you know, a good generic ring, so... DJG 3-star better than Team of 3. Nope. That's the only thing I can answer is that DJG, do not play DJG if she's not 5 stars. She has a very big spike at 5 stars. If we want to boot out the... if we want to change the setups in rallies, we either need an archer with... not incapacitation, but disarm. An archer with disarm would counter a bit the Lubu setups. Or we would need a pikeman with silence. You try Attila instead of DJG. I would love Skybird, but I don't know if I'll have enough tier 7s, and same goes for my friend. We are running low on supplies. So this is just really, you know, just to compare, but... for now, yeah, it's like... with Miyamoto, it was a very big spike for Miyamoto. And Miyamoto had cheaper rings. And here it's like 50-50 for now. Yeah, don't waste the resources, Ruben. What's a Bizo? Roland was pretty good. I think Saint-Louis is pretty decent as well, but he needs some investment. Pyrrhus, I'm not convinced. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, who has been here from... I mean, not the start, but who have been here pretty consistently, I get, throughout the streams, especially when I tested Pyrrhus. So you guys can, you know, say that it's perhaps not only me, but that I tried really to find something, and even now, it's tough to find something really mind-blowing. Miya's 5th star is not that big of an upgrade. It's good, but it's not game-changing, I would say. What did Saint-Louis did for Touch Pike? It did okay. I wasn't mind-blown, but I have a feeling Saint-Louis might be very good in rallies, if no King Arthur. Lubu, DJG, Zhou, with Ratila Zhou. It depends. My easy answer is DJG Zhou is doing more consistent for whales and krakens. And if you're a lower spender / free-to-play, Attila is going to be much better for you. If you're a free-to-play, don't play DJG with Zhao. I mean, as a general idea, if you're free-to-play or low spender, don't mix unit types. With no rings, no, it was not a big improvement. But again, Saint-Louis being active hero, he relies a lot on Skyward Knight. So far, it's 50-50 against Lubu. I remember testing some heroes back in the days, and it was like a clear win from one side. But now, like, there's no real... He's not OP, is what I want to say, right? If he was an OP hero, like Cyrus was back in the day, like if you test Cyrus against Lubu, Cyrus would slap Lubu like 100% of the time, you know, in Season 4. We don't have that right here. Is Confucius Juge better than Charlemagne Juge? Yes, Giami. Other than Attila, what is your recommendation to complete Lubu Zhaoyun? If you're a whale, DJG is gonna be more consistent than Attila. Attila is gonna be low spikes of damage sometimes, and sometimes very high spikes of damage. DJG is gonna be a bit more stable. The thing is, you guys have to see one thing, is that there is no perfect setup for every solutions. Some setups are gonna be better in certain conditions, and some setups are gonna be worse. And worse in other conditions, sorry. You think I can play... Play who? Oh, did he completely wipe me off the map there? What happened? Wow, that's crazy. So far, what's he called? Pyrrhus does better against Miyamoto than Lubu. Reason being that Lubu, when he kills you, he completely destroys you. No, I haven't. I mean, I tried Vlad with Lubu a couple of seasons ago, yes. But I haven't tried it yet. Here the goal is not to test Lubu, the goal is to see how Pyrrhus does against good setups. I haven't tried that, to be fair. Yeah, exactly, Jamie. Exactly. Okay, 1-1. Okay, interesting. 37 seconds. I think that's one of the longest fights we've had so far against Lubu. Okay, another victory. Oh, okay, we completely destroyed him there. So it is very orangey, you know, still. Ooh, 25 seconds, yeah, we completely... We must have had very good Charlemagne activations there. I think Attila is still pretty decent this season, yeah. LPJG Max, should I switch her with Attila? What ring she needs? You can play Tranquil Water, it's always a safe choice. Wow, it started good for me and then Lubu did Lubu things and completely stomped me. Wow. See, Lubu is orangey, but Lubu is better at being orangey than Pyrrhus, it looks like. Have you seen the healing from DJG, by the way? That's why she's very, very good in rallies. See, 19k, 15k from Zhao. Healing is extremely valuable in rallies. Wow. No, because I'm not testing Lubu, I'm testing Pyrrhus again. So I'm not gonna test Lubu versus Ramses right today. This is the kind of stuff I did a couple of seasons ago, when Ramses was introduced. Okay, we completely destroy him there. Okay, good. So yeah, like this hero is... It's gonna be interesting to see how he does against Ramses. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, 10k euros march versus 2k euros march, yeah. Honestly, I think Ramses is gonna completely shit on Pyrrhus, unless Pyrrhus gets extremely lucky with early activations. Other than that, I don't know, I don't think... it's gonna do much. Why use OP rings on swords versus middle rings on Lubu? There's no such thing as OP or middle rings. These rings are meta on Lubu. So I'm using meta rings on Lubu. That's pretty much what there is to it. And even with mid rings, as you say, Lubu destroys Pyrrhus more than half of the... I mean, yeah, half of the time. One, 6, 3. Like if you look at Daisy, we're talking about a ring that's blue that does as much damage as the regular customizable skill 5 stars. Make purple 40. It's not possible, we don't have the resources. We don't have any purple resources in the Pioneer. Otherwise, I would have. But still, it doesn't matter, because if he loses with purple, with level 30 purple rings, then he's gonna lose more. I mean, Pyrrhus is gonna lose even more against level 40 purple rings. But yes, I cannot make them 40 anyway, so... You promised a stacked archer yesterday. Yeah, but I wanted to try Pyrrhus. Ring of Bear with Tranquil Water for Lubu. Ring of Bear is like... Ring of Bear is good for both rallies and open field. Tranquil Water is good for open field. More than it is in rallies. So Ring of Bear is the best mid-spender choice you can have, or low-spender choice you can have. For both situations, for both rallies and open field. The results are gonna be pretty much similar. And again, I repeat myself, I'm not testing different setups right now. I'm testing to see how Pyrrhus does with his best pairings against meta lineups. That's what I'm trying to see right now. I'm not trying to see which is the best Pyrrhus setup. I tested that yesterday, or 2 days ago. I'm trying to see how Pyrrhus does against meta lineups. I tested Zhuge Liang instead of Confucius 2 days ago, and the result was pretty similar. Confucius did a bit better, but not a lot better. So you can completely play Zhuge Liang instead of Confucius. You will have very similar results. Lubu gonna get cooked this season from Cyrus and Pyrrhus? Well, I disagree with that. Cyrus, yes. But Cyrus has been cooking Lubu for 3 seasons now. But so far... the one that's getting cooked is Pyrrhus. Let's see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 wins for Pyrrhus, 11 wins for Lubu, so extremely orangey. But he did better against Lubu than he did against Miyamoto. Which is crazy, by the way. For open field, Lubu needs Tranquil or he gets slapped unless you get lucky with DJG's skill. Yep. But imagine K-pop. Even here with Bear. So again, like this is a mid spender build. Like right now, a mid or even a low spender in your server that's been playing since season 1 can have achieved Daisy 30, Bear 30 and Nightwolf 30. If I had taken Tranquil Water instead of Bear, I'm pretty sure this lineup would have gotten slapped even harder. Now we're gonna go to Ramses right away. And I may stop after... We're gonna do Ramses, a couple of Cyrus rounds, and then I'm gonna disconnect to at least say hello to my fiancée before she goes to bed. What's up, Anis? Is the best for that comp? It is... what's it called? It depends. DJG is good if you're a whale. Timur is very good if you're a free-to-play / low spender. If you have Attila 5-star, I would stay with Attila 5-star, etc, etc. There's no best answer. If you're a whale / Kraken, the DJG is probably better for you. Yeah, it's random as well, I guess. Look at the healing, bro. The healing numbers are nuts. Yeah, okay, let's play Ramses. It was with Bear as well. Let's go with Ramses. Yeah, so far, I don't know, I'm not sold with that Pyrrhus hero. So since we're gonna use Ramses, I'm gonna swap Lofty Mountain for Tranquil Water. How many tier 7s do I still have? Do I have enough to finish this test at least? I may be a bit short, but I guess we'll see. You can pick Ramses side quest if you please. What is the big spender ring setup for Lubu then? Daisy, Nightwolf, and Tranquil Water in open field or Ring of Bear. There's no real difference, but I would say the big difference is Tranquil Water in open field. A level 40/50 Tranquil Water in open field is very nasty on a Kraken. Ramses, Jugelion, Fyodora. Fyodora will be replaced with Confucius. Can I place Fyodora with Pyrrhus? Plus Scipio / Charlemagne. Or is it now as a low spender? Honestly, as I see it today, I would not advise Pyrrhus for a low spender. But regardless of that, of my advice, I guess you could play Pyrrhus, Fyodora, Charlemagne, something like that. Charles better than Juge. In which setup? The fuck? Why did... Okay, the game decided to make me hop into my city. Power setup. Basically, Kendra, I had very stable results with Charlemagne. If I can give you again my results, for those who missed it earlier. The best results I had with Pyrrhus always had Charlemagne. So the one on top was Pyrrhus, Charlemagne, Confucius, Charlemagne, Pyrrhus, Confucius, Zhuge sorry, Pyrrhus, Charlemagne, Zhuge a bit behind. And then in third place, Pyrrhus, Confucius, and Zhuge. Pyrrhus, keep your Charles doable. Pyrrhus, keep your Charles. It did okay, but it did not do the best. But it did okay. The nicest Scipio combination I had was Confucius and Scipio. What's the best MGE hero in your opinion? I would say Ramses. Pyrrhus needs healing, yeah, I kind of agree with that. And Confucius really provides a lot of healing. As a second son, main is Ramses, Confucius, Zhuge Liang. I think one of the... If you wanna play double swords, double tactician swords, I mean, you can play Ramses, Scipio, Zhuge Liang, and Pyrrhus, Confucius, Charlemagne. It's possible to play Ramses, Pyrrhus, and Scipio. It did not. I tried it. It wasn't very good. Because Ramses is an egoistic hero, so is Pyrrhus. They both need to be paired with supports. And if you take out a support from Ramses, he is not very happy. I have Zhuge 3 stars and Fiona 5 stars. I want 3 stars commander. Can I use Ramses? Do not use Ramses if he's not 5 stars. Ramses without 5 stars is not very good at all. Problem if 2 tactician swords will be gems, yep. Did they fix Roland, by the way? Or is Roland still bugged in its swarming setup? When they fix Roland, it's actually gonna be pretty good. Because Roland healing is bugged in swarming situations. Thanks Alucard for finding that out. Do you think Front is better than Vlad? Oh yeah, no doubt, in my mind. Running Ramses Scipio Liang now, it's the main, so seems like I just got a second sword. Yeah, Ramses Scipio Zhuge Liang is still very relevant in that season. So even if you keep it that way and play a second swords march with Confucius and Charlemagne, you're still gonna be good. You could also do that Vortex as well, that is true. Yeah, Roland did way better than Vlad. And there was also a very good difference depending on the skills you used. Okay, it seems like Roland is still bugged in Swarm. I'm not seeing... I mean, there's lots of healing, but I'm pretty sure it comes from metal. Scipio is a very, very good hero, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Fikrai. I'm expecting there that the healing is gonna be bugged again. Yeah. Can you try, what's up Miss Black, can you try Sun Tzu? I'll play, I'll do Sun Tzu versus Pyrrhus afterwards. But I tried Sun Tzu 2 days ago. And with no rings, nothing, Sun Tzu did a bit better than Pyrrhus, for me. So we'll see with a full gear how it goes. You try doing Swarm? Not yet. Not yet. So right now I'm testing against Ramses And if we have enough tier 7, I think we're gonna be short on tier 7. We're gonna do against Sun Tzu. But I guess we could both use tier 1s. But I'm also running out of time there. I would love to stop the stream in 30 minutes, ideally. Oh, no worries, side. Oh, should be 5-star Roland or Mensa? Mensa. Mensa, Mensa, Mensa. Yeah, Thick Rise, yep. Sorry. Oh, here he is. So we have, again, 2 level 50 rings there. I am expecting Ramses to win. Let's see if I'm wrong. Oh, I'm taking a shit lot. Maybe Confucius actually saves me there. Ring reset fake news or should come. Well, it's been leaked, but you know, we don't know when it's gonna come. Or you can feel that I am not under tranquil water there. You can feel I completely lost the tranquil water buff here. Did you see the difference? The damage is very low because it's 2 tactician lineups smashing each other with support heroes. Roland is better at 5 stars, but Mansa Musa has a better 5th star than Roland. So if you have to choose, I would make Mansa Musa 5 star. Even if you have to choose between Cyrus, Roland and Mansa Musa, I would make Mansa Musa 5 star before Cyrus. $72 seconds, well, we may only do 10 instead of 20 for them. I think we're gonna do 10. Holy, 42k healing. Oh, interesting, you went for Sage of Judgment, okay. That's why I did very good early on, and then there was a shift. Because when my Tranquil Water Ring stops its effect, you still use your effect of Sage of Judgment. Yeah, Roland is better, yeah, Ashu. Yeah, you can feel that, and you can feel that it's logical, right? When my Tranquil Water loses its effect, I take more damage. So if I don't have big bursts of damage, I'm gonna fall behind. But yeah, you can see that Ramses really struggles against strategy lineups. If Ramses had a hero like Elizabeth, he would be completely busted. Side has 3 stars Confucius, does he? Oh, he does. Confucius is only 3 stars side. I usually go with double healing. Should I use Peaceful on him? I think Peaceful is great, especially in open field, yeah. Why do I not see his HP? No? Can I? Okay. Okay, let's see with 5-star Confucius now. You seem to do more damage now. Well, I'm not under Tranquil Water buff, so... But with Confucius 5-star, there's actually a pretty big difference. Because 3-star, it's every 16 times you buff your commander, basically. Whereas 5-star, it's every 9 times. So the difference is massive. Yeah, healing seems to be... healing was very bad in early Age of Empires days, but it seems to be much better now. Okay, I'm cooking you there. Oh, but wait, you started your commander skill, so this is where the shift happens. Yeah. Why not Church Tranquil with Lofty if the fights are this long? Because Lofty Mountain against Ramses is useless for the first 18 seconds of the fight. So if you pick Lofty here, you would be useless the first 18 seconds and be stronger the last 18. But if you pick, what's it called, Tranquil against Ramses, you basically bet on the fact you can perhaps burst him down in the first 18 seconds. So I guess it's you know, it's a choice situation. But I see what you mean, yeah. Is it worth now playing with the anti-heal ring? How much is the ring of shark again? In terms of... I don't know, it's very mid. By the time you stack 50 normal attacks... 50 normal attacks for a lineup that doesn't have double attack is like 17 turns. 17 seconds. Maybe it could be worth in rallies, but then again, which ring do you replace there, you know? If Ring of... what's it called? If Ring of Shark had better stats, I would say yes. Fuck, the healing is very funny there. I think Scipio would probably beat here. I think Scipio on the Ramses setup would probably beat Pyrrhus more consistently. Because it seems like the healing there is not the best against another strategy lineup, right? I think if you wanna beat Pyrrhus with Ramses, Scipio instead of Confucius or Scipio instead of Zhuge Liang is probably better. Maybe we'll do some tests with that. Because Scipio's damage buff may be the difference here to help Ramses beat Pyrrhus. Because we've seen so far that what beats Pyrrhus is you take him by surprise by out-damaging him. You basically kill him before his RNG stacks. Like here, You see, I have been unlucky, I'm assuming, with my abilities, so I'm gonna lose. That's at least a good sign, because if you remember against Lubu and Miyamoto, the fight depended on either Miyamoto or Lubu. But right now the fight seems to depend on Pyrrhus. If Pyrrhus is lucky, you win. If Pyrrhus is unlucky, you lose. Whereas before, it depended on Miyamoto and Lubu's luck. Yeah, 40k healing is insane. So imagine in rallies, like this is just a 50-second fight. Imagine in a 5-minute rally fight how much you would heal. And imagine how much a Kraken would heal as well. Holy fuck, I'm getting destroyed there. What's happening? What the fuck happened? Wow, okay. Sure. You can use Crow, yes. You can use Crow Dumbledore. Love your name, by the way. But you would basically, if you use Crow, you would stack RNG on top of RNG. Serpent, the good thing about Serpent is there's no luck involved. Serpent is a straight attribute buff at all times. Crow is a bit luck-based. I mean, it is luck-based, it's not a bit. So I guess it's a choice. It's, are you willing to, you know, have a bit more luck-based items on a lineup that's already luck-based? Is Ramses, Scipio and Fio a good combo? I think it's decent, but it's not as good as Zhuge Liang. Like, if there's one thing I can say about Ramses, is that the best hero he ever had added into his lineup is Zhuge Liang. But if you don't have Zhuge Liang, then Fyodora is a good replacement, I guess. So far, when Pyrrhus wins, it's not an overwhelmingly... You know, it's not an overwhelming victory. Yeah, Everflame is great, yeah. I mean, there's so many ways to play, right? That's what I was saying earlier, is that there's no perfect ring in a perfect situation. I mean, there's no perfect ring for every situation, sorry. There's perfect rings for specific situations. So here, for instance, Everflame would be very good on both of these lineups. Because we're fighting active against active. But Everflame against Lubu, for instance, is a bit of a waste. Wow, 93-second fight. Which of these two rings would be better for Lubu? Bear, Ring, Nightwolf. Nightwolf. Wow, he's cooking me again. It's crazy because so far the wins are 4 wins for Ramses, 3 wins for Pyrrhus, but the wins for Pyrrhus are so bad that it seems to be one of his worst matchups. It's literally Pyrrhic victories. Like, I guess they did him good. I guess they did very good with the hero on that part. The hero is very historically accurate. But to be fair, is not as bad as I imagined, in the sense that he can still beat some meta lineups. But it's not overwhelming. Again, he's not the same type of addition that Cyrus was back in Season 4, or Lubu in Season 2. With historically accurate, Pyrrhus. With the Pyrrhic victories. Which are victories, but victories with at such a great cost that you can barely consider it a victory. I can log out from Pioneer from BlueStacks and log in my main account again. You need another instance of BlueStacks for that, otherwise you can't. I'm gonna do one more, so we stop at 10. Yeah, but if he deletes the app, he loses his access to Pioneer. That would be great for them to add Janjiska here. Janjiska would be great. I think we're gonna do 10 with Sun Tzu now, if you're okay. Side quest. So you could play like Sun Tzu, Charlemagne, and what did I find to be good? Sun Tzu, Charlemagne, Zhuge Liang seems to be still the best. Sun Tzu, Charlemagne, Zhuge Liang, yeah. Oh, wait. No, Charlemagne, Confucius. Charlemagne, Confucius, sorry. Charlemagne, Confucius. My bad side. The results are... What's up, Doggy? Is there a opinion which is better in the blue lineup, Timur or DJG? Timur for low spenders, DJG if you're a whale. Alright, how many tier 7s do I still have? This is gonna be very tough, guys. We may not have enough troops to finish everything. So much we tasted so far. How many do I have left? Okay, that's gonna be enough for at least Sun Tzu. Unless I get completely wiped. Alright, I'll take a small break to at least say hello to my fiancée, right? If you guys allow me to. Yep, that's true, Mohammed. Give me a second, guys. Be nice, okay? To each other. Be right back. Right, I'm back. Did you behave? We won one. Okay, great. Close the... You check for skills on Sun Tzu, please. Okay. Okay. You can use blood first and war tactics, I think. So you can see Sun Tzu's damage is way higher per activation. But Pyrrhus activates more, which is logical. So I would expect Sun Tzu to lose more, because I would expect Pyrrhus to be a Sun Tzu replacement. I guess I should have said nothing, I guess. What's up, MHC? Long time no see. The thing is, Strategies Master Gift. The 30% damage buff is not to be underestimated, I feel like. Oh. Okay, you would remove... Maybe, but that would mean more, that would mean another... that would mean more tests on Sun Tzu then. That's a good question. Side, but let's keep it like that for now, I guess. But you're right, that would be another set of tests that would be interesting to do. I agree with you there. Well, I mean, you can replace conflagration. You could play double healing, is what I wanted to say. Side, I think double healing is the way to go on Charlemagne. So blood first plus war tactics. You can see the damage is pretty low, while the healing is way better. Is Persian mercenary still the way to go? Yep. Yeah, I've been doing good, MHC. Good to see you, man. Double healing on... Charlemagne still has Josephine hair. You see that? Conflagration is good if you play with Suleiman. Who won Ramses of Pyrrhus? I only did 10 tests because I have to go soon. But Ramses won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times out of 10. And whenever Ramses won, it was usually by pretty decent margin. Whereas when Pyrrhus won, it was by a very short margin. Close to death, actually. Right now I'm just doing 10 tests with Sun Tzu against Pyrrhus to see how it goes. To see if it's a landslide or if it's not. We've had very low activation count there. You've had a lower activation count on my Charlemagne too. Maybe yeah, maybe you're right, Side. Maybe what's it called? High Spirit instead of the charging skipping. The charge skipping skill would be better. I don't know. We can give it a test afterwards. Merci, chérie. Well, the thing is, Pyrrhus is a bit better in rallies than he is here, that's for sure. But in rallies you're gonna see Lubus, and I think Lubus are gonna completely stomp him, whatever happens. That's my main worry, I guess. And we're talking Lubu, like a very low investment cost Lubu. Was thinking about El Cid, Robin Tomiris with Celestial Spark on Cid. My thought is, don't play Cid. Let's do 2 more like that, and then you can swap with High Spirit, I guess, and see how it goes. Shit, I won with mixed troops. I've never had a Cid beat my pike ever. But I've seen people talk about it. I think someone made a short about it as well some time ago, but... Whenever I see Cid, I think of 3 points. 3 merits. Okay, so far he's doing pretty good, Sun Tzu. Pyrrhus against Sun Tzu. Which comforts me in the idea that Pyrrhus benefits more from rings than Sun Tzu does. No, they've never done that, come on. They fixed bugs, like they'll probably do with Roland, but that's about it. But yeah, so far he really seems to struggle in open field, unless you get high rolls with your signature skills. Lots of heroes got nerfed, yeah, or fixed. Alright, you can try with High Spirit now, I guess. Side. Oh, Jabba! Ciao, Habibi! How are you, Jabba? Right, I'm gonna do 5 more and then I'm gonna disconnect. It's been a shorter stream than usual, I'm sorry guys. Well, still nearly 3 hours. Hopefully tomorrow I have time to finish the Tactician Archers tests. What's up, Anasin? Building flags, yeah. I'm doing okay, yeah, I'm doing okay. You seem to like lots of damage there. I'm guessing you've had less activations, right? Yeah. It seems like you need... High Spirit doesn't seem good. Yeah, you don't have as many activations because... While you have High Spirit and you technically activate more, the charging time kind of fucks you up. The charging time prevents you from activating your skills more often than you should. But okay, good news is Pyrrhus is doing a bit better than Sun Tzu. So that's at least... that's good news at least. I mean, the opposite would have been pretty sad, right? When are these new heroes coming? I would expect end of April. Yeah, you can remove High Spirit. It's just... because basically, when you finish your charging state, you cannot trigger another signature skill during the time you finish your charging state. Not better than Ramses. No, Ramses still beats Pyrrhus from what I tested. Sometimes Pyrrhus wins, but it's a very close call, and Ramses wins more often and more with more ease, I guess. With a bigger margin. Alright, we can do 4 more. And then I am off for today. But yes, Sun Tzu would be a way better hero without his charging state. There's even a chance that without the charging state, Sun Tzu would beat Pyrrhus there. Well, that's basically what I'm doing here, Mr. Stero. That's what I've been doing today. The dummy pikemen are just used to compare the lineups between themselves. The dummy lineups are not meant to say if a lineup is meta or not. They are meant to compare the lineups between themselves and how they do in terms of tankiness, damage, etc. But right now I'm testing 20 tests each against like what you could consider meta lineups. So I've tested against Miyamoto right now, Mr. Stereo. And I think it was like pretty much in favor of Miyamoto. I tested against Lubu, it was pretty much in favor of Lubu. And against Ramses was the worst matchup so far for Pyrrhus. And against Sun Tzu, that's his best matchup so far. It seems like Sun Tzu really gets outshined by Pyrrhus, which is good, I guess. What's up, Plutonium? Can Ramses users just go sleep with no worries? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I understand the lineups are really great. I think these tests are probably better than dummy lineups. Yeah, basically, when you do tests, it's important to start with a mindset of what do you want to achieve. Do you want to see what heroes provide to the current lineup meta? So dummies are very good for that. Because if you test, I don't know, like let's say if you test Ramses, Theodora, Charlemagne, so season 3 lineup, and you want to see how Zhuge Liang compares to that lineup, then dummy lineups are very good for that because you will see precisely what Zhuge Liang provides if you replace Theodora or if you replace Charlemagne, etc. So that allows you to have a pretty good understanding of what a certain hero adds to a composition. Whereas if you want to compare to meta lineups, then you don't have a choice but to test different, against different metas like I'm doing right now. What's up, Purple Haze? I'm in era 48 and era, I think it's 19 with 35, but I'm not sure. I think it's 19. What's up, Richard? Just it was better to use as a rally march out of a 3-star Moto, Scipio Lagerta, or a 3-star Lubu Attila, and 5-star Rani. I would say Miyamoto, just because your Attila is not 5-star and because Rani is a bit outdated. Does auto lineup have any utility right now? They're pretty good against tribes. Yeah. Now I'm trolling, but they're pretty good in rally still, but they are clearly not meta. I wouldn't go as far as say they're meta. They're like a B/A tier lineup, but... Sun Tzu still sometimes beats Pyrrhus, but it's not... It's by a very small margin. I think Hannibal are very serious with Hannibal has to work. I kind of agree with that, yeah. That's what I wanted to try, Alpha. If I have more time, which I wish I do, I would love to try some cavalry tactician setups with Eleanor. I agree with that. Yeah. Well, did you see the test against Miyamoto, Lucas? Miyamoto did very, very good against Pyrrhus. I dream devs put out something like world map dummies. Yeah, they would never do that. Do you know why? Because devs have everything to win if you make mistakes. Wow, he completely shot on me there. Oh yeah. Okay, my bad. Let's redo the two last ones. Yep. Because if you make mistakes, Dave make money. Right? It's a very simple thinking, but if you make mistakes, you have to wait until hero resets, or you have to respend Empire coins to spin heroes or whatever. And that's also why I assume they never added like new seasonal heroes in Pioneer server. That's because every minute I spend testing is money some people will save. Will you make an updated hero tier list after you're done with testing? I will maybe wait for global, for the hero testing, for the tier list. But I think one of the videos I can already make is the warrior, warrior pikeman video. I think is gonna be pretty easy, and even if Roland is bugged, it's still a pretty good upgrade, so I can confidently make a video about him already. I think right now I have enough data on Tactician Pike to make on Tactician Swords to make my video too. I just need to test the rings again. I mean, not again, but test the rings fully. But for the hero tier list, I would probably wait until they come on global. I'm probably gonna upload the talent trees on my Discord server. Oh, Mr. Raffangelo is here. Well, it's pretty simple. My experience against with Pyrrhus right now is if your enemy are more lucky than you, they will shit on you. You can see Sun Tzu's damage is way higher than Pyrrhus. So if you get lucky, he's been lucky as well with the activations of Ring of Crow. He's had way more luck on Charlemagne too, nearly double. So that explains why he completely destroyed me there. So overall Sun Tzu deals more damage, but the charging stage really is something that draws him back. Alright, I think we're finished here. But overall, Pyrrhus seems to be doing better than Sun Tzu. Like, I've had 7 wins with Pyrrhus, and honestly they're pretty clear wins. And only 3 wins for Sun Tzu. Roland is bugged in a swarming setup right now, Plutonium, so he does not heal currently. So he's been better for me even without the healing. So when he's gonna heal, it's gonna be even better. You see what I mean? But I wanna see how much better. You have fixed MJ in your era? Not yet, but we want to do it here. Is it true that now it's to top 50? Yeah, it is top 50 now. Hey Sig, will you make... Oh, okay, I read that already. So probably best to keep for free to plays. Yeah. What if I swapped out Attila for a 3-star Zhao? Yeah, I think it would be better. 100% Richard. I mean, Zhao would be better than Rani for sure. And I think Lubu does a bit better in rallies overall than Moto. Because Lubu will have such spikes of damage that Miyamoto will not have. Okay, so honestly, Pyrrhus... I think it's best to keep him in rallies. Honestly. And even in rallies, I mean, we'll have to see in global, right? But I think Lubus are gonna smash him. Unless it's a Kraken Pyrrhus. A Kraken Pyrrhus, I would run away. I think a Kraken Pyrrhus is gonna absolutely smash people up. But other than that, I haven't been too impressed. Cyrus plus Mensa plus Run 1 star or Bab 5 stars. Let me see. I think that's kind of close. I think Roland really needs 3 stars to start shining. That 15% commander my damage increase is good. Honestly, I'm not sure Plutonium, because Barbarossa is kind of outdated as a hero, but... Like, the difference between the tests I've done has been pretty telling, is that Barbarossa is really outdated. A Vlad 3-star does better than Barbarossa 5, for instance. And I think even a Vlad 1-star would do better than a Barb 5, so... I would be tempting to say that Roland 1-star does better than Barbarossa 5. Best healer till now. Now I think Confucius out-heals Barbarossa by a pretty big margin, for instance. But it's the kind of question that is difficult to answer, really. Best ability for Roland, I think Metal and Knight's Anthem. We normal people don't even know how Confucius smells. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to test, you guys may be wondering why no Archer test today. I wanted to test Pyrrhus with rings because I was kind of disappointed by Pyrrhus with no stuff, no equipment or whatever, so I wanted to give him a shot with proper gear. To see if he was actually better or not. He actually is better with gear. And he does outscale Sun Tzu with gear, which is a good thing. but he's still struggling in open field. Is it worth already sorts players to invest in Pyrrhus? I don't think so. Is Ramses or Pyrrhus better? Ramses is better in open field. Alright lads, I'm off a bit earlier today. Still a decent 3-hour stream. We're chilling. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If so, feel free to leave a like. And if you didn't, feel free to contact my customer service. So feel free to DM Peter for any objections. Thanks again, SideQuest, for your time. Thank you, bro. I've been like I should pay SideQuest at this point. Pour les rallyes Pyrrhus, ouais, clairement. First, if you do rough for free to play, can have sense. Yeah, I haven't tested it yet, but I need to. Yeah. So I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys soon. And have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.